Hi, my name is Hunter,
And my name is Sam.
and today we're going to show you how to predict products and chemical reactions.
The first step to predicting products is identifying the reaction type. There are 5 reaction types we're going to cover.
The first type is single displacement or single replacement. These reactions start with a singular element and a singular compound. In this reaction, the element by itself swaps place with the element in the compound that has the same charge. An example of this is this reaction here. Notice how there's an element by itself along with a compound, and the zinc swaps place with the hydrogen. Because of this, you can tell that this is a single displacement reaction.
The second type is double displacement or double replacement. These reactions consist of 2 compounds. One element in each compound that has the same charge switches places with the one in the other compound. An example is NaCl plus AgNO3, which yields NaNO3 plus AgCl. Notice how the Na and the Ag switch places.
The third type is decomposition. This reaction consists of a singular compound. In this, the compound breaks down into smaller pieces, which is individual elements. An example of this is 2H2O, which yields 2 hydrogen plus 1 oxygen. You can tell that this is a decomposition reaction because the H2O is decomposing into smaller parts.
The fourth type is synthesis. In this reaction, it goes from smaller pieces to bigger pieces. The individual elements combine to form one compound. An example of this is C plus O2, which yields CO2.
The final reaction type is combustion. This reaction is a specific setup, which is a carbon-hydrogen compound plus O2, which yields H2O plus CO2. The amount of carbons and hydrogens can change along with the balancing. An example of this combustion reaction is C10H8 plus 12O2, which yields 10CO2 plus 4H2O. This is a combustion equation since it follows the combustion formula. These are the hardest to recognize since they look like single displacement reactions. Now let's move on to predicting products.
First, we have Mg plus O2. You can tell that this is a synthesis equation because it only consists of 2 individual elements. The only reaction that could possibly happen is for the elements to be combined, since there is nothing that can be switched. This then becomes Mg plus O2, which yields MgO, and when balanced becomes 2Mg plus O2, which yields 2MgO.
For this one, our reactants are Mg plus FeCl2. You can tell that this is single displacement because it has one compound and one element. After identifying single displacement and labeling your charges, you can see that Mg can only swap with Fe. The equation then becomes Mg plus FeCl2, which yields MgCl2 plus Fe.
Now our reactants are ZnS plus HCl. This is a double displacement equation because it has 2 compounds. After marking charges, you can see that Zn and H have to swap. This then becomes ZnS plus HCl, which yields ZnCl2 plus H2S, and when balanced becomes ZnS plus H2HCl, which yields ZnCl2 plus H2S.
Now our equation is just NaCl. Decomposition is easily identified because the only reactant is a single compound. This compound will then split into the 2 elements that it is composed of. This makes the equation NaCl, which yields Na plus Cl2. Finally, after balancing, it becomes 2NaCl, which yields 2Na plus Cl2.
Lastly, our equation is C5H6 plus O2. Although it is easy to think that this might be a single displacement reaction, it is actually combustion. You can tell because it follows the formula of a carbon-hydrogen compound plus oxygen. Because of this, you know that the products will be H2O plus CO2. Now that you have this, all you have to do is balance the equation. First, you balance the carbons, then the hydrogens, and finally the oxygens. This equation balances to 2C5H6 plus 13O2, which yields 10CO2 plus 6H2O.
We hope this video helped you learn how to identify reactions and predict products.
The universe is made of 12 particles of matter, 4 forces of nature.